Trump just named John Radcliffe.
Yeah, I worked with John Radcliffe. He was director of national intelligence when I was there. Smart, on his game, can stand up to our enemies.
The head of the CIA.
With regard to the Trump nominees, we got to get them done. Whatever it takes. If it's recess appointments, whatever it takes, we got to get these done. We know Schumer's going to slow everything down. I am all on board. We've got to change the direction of this country. The country voted. They want a change. They want the Trump agenda. They want his nominees. They want his policies. We've got to do everything we can to get that done.
And man, the Biden administration are every one of those dirty rats, Jack Smith, Merrick Garland, Christopher Wray, those rats are screwed.
Security laws, as well as...
Welcome to Doug in Exile. I'm Doug TenNapel. This is where the Happy Patriots are. We've been covering all of the Jack Smith caca, going all the way back. Alvin Bragg, Letitia James. Was it organized or not? We're going to find out what's in all when this guy is appointed CIA director, which Trump's already done it. He's got the job.
So, John, how do you square this circle? The fact that you're hearing bribery charges against a sitting president, and yet the media and the Biden DOJ is zeroing in and ramping up the heat on former President Trump.
So that's the first question. Why was Biden the one who was up for bribery charges? And then the DOJ, though, was focusing everything on Trump after he said that he was running for president.
Well, Maria, I don't think it's that they're ignoring it. I think it's that they're scared. Look, you have to keep in mind that they're all co-conspirators in this. They're all complicit in this.
Now, I just want to say Radcliffe knows from the inside what they're doing, who the rats are. And he used a very interesting word. They're all co-conspirators. That's Christopher Wray, all their lawyers. The media are co-conspirators. Jack Smith, co-conspirator. Judges are co-conspirators. Fani Willis, co-conspirators. Nathan Wade, probably Kamala Harris if they're setting up those appointments, right? People who made the payments to them, to Nathan Wade, co-conspirators. This is the guy, Trump is appointing Radcliffe to the CIA, and they're going to go on a hunt.
What I mean by that is, all of this stuff wasn't, it was the fact that the mainstream media went with all of the things like the Hunter Biden laptop as Russian disinformation. They promoted the 51 intelligence officials that were lying. They promoted the Russia collusion story. All of these things, and folks at the Department of Justice and the FBI, they lied to get FISA warrants to spy on the Trump campaign. So they're all. They were all part of this, and they're all complicit in this, and there's so much at stake. And if it unravels, it's not just political folks that will take a fall on this.
Oh yeah, that's my kind of language. He gave him a warning. So if you get, this guy's the CIA director, if you put in another guy who's on board with this whole plan at the head, as the head of the Department of Justice, and another guy who's the FBI director, they can go into all the files and emails, all their records.
Pete Hegseth could be the next Secretary of Defense. What the heck? Can you believe it?
I mean, look, I was stunned when I saw it, but then it made all the sense in the world. I was with Pete Hegseth. I was guest hosting the weekend show on October 8th, so the day after the horrific October 7th attack. We started at like 5 a.m. that day, Jesse. And there's Pete Hegseth at 4:58 a.m. at the wall with a map of the Middle East, naming every single country by heart and the interplay between the actors and how geostrategically this would work if there was a larger conflict. So this is the guy for the job. Smart, patriotic, can't say enough good things about him.
But Biden, they're going to be bleaching computers and throwing out equipment and scrubbing servers like you can't believe on their way out.
It's, the American people will see it for what it is. Now, so having said that, these are the challenges that President Trump continues to face.
But he don't face them anymore. This was recorded before Trump became president.
Donald Trump didn't run for president to run for re-election as president to avoid political charges, as some people are saying. You got to remember, He announced he was a candidate first. He became the front runner first.
That's just simple logic. Of course, all my Democrat friends, in fact, I heard it on MSNBC just yesterday where they said he essentially ran for president to stay out of jail. He ran for president to stay out of jail. That is not true. He ran for president before all the charges came. Okay. He ran for president to be president. It's the Democrats who charged him to keep him from running. If there's anything political about this whole thing, it's the Democrats did it.
All of these charges in Georgia, in New York, both Jack Smith cases and the federal cases, they decided to bring charges after Donald Trump became the leading contender in the Republican nomination.
And guys, we thank God, we pray, and I'm so thankful to God that it didn't work. If it worked, if they went after Trump with this lawfare and they kept him from winning, this country, it would almost instantly turn into some kind of monstrous totalitarian society where they could do that to anyone. That's what I mean by Trump is standing in the way. They're after him because they were after us. They just had to take care of him first, and they didn't do it. And that means all of us are protected vicariously. I'm so thankful to God for that, to not have to deal with that mess.
Which just really underscores why this all continues to be political and why it's all directed at trying to stop him from being reelected.
Now, oddly, it was all political when they went against Trump. But now if he goes after them, it's not political. It's not to stop their campaign. There's no Democrat campaign to stop. It's for justice. And you have to go in and clean this filth out of our government. You can't let them get away with it or it'll happen again. They need to be punished hard, and publicly done so. And then we're going to ignore everything MSNBC said because they've discredited themselves. You'll listen to us right here on the Doug TenNapel channel for our opinion, because we have not discredited ourselves. We've done our best to tell you the truth and gotten it pretty well, pretty accurate.
And not just Pete Hegseth, Elon Musk and Vivek Ramaswamy are being now tapped to reform government, completely reshape it, streamline it, slash trillions of dollars from it, get rid of waste, fraud, and abuse.
This is the single most important thing that I think the Trump administration can do. I spoke with Vivek many times about how horrific it is that you have these career civil servants that sit there and undermine every single order from President Trump. I saw it during my tenure. I used to talk to Stephen Miller about it. And just on the way out the door, Trump put in Schedule F to allow him to mass fire these civil servants. But these guys are going to be creative. I think you're going to see agencies moved across the country that are going to force people to quit. You're going to see a cleaning of house and innovation come in, and government efficiency, and most importantly, a bureaucratic class that can no longer undermine the guy who got the largest popular vote count of any Republican president in raw numbers, and that would be Donald Trump.
Right. So the cabinet's almost filled up, and it's like, what, 6-7 days since the election really was called. What does that tell you about operationally how this is going to be different than the first Trump term?
Well, what it tells me is Trump would always say, look, I'm superstitious. I don't want to talk about cabinet appointees. But he had it in his mind all along. I think he knew he was going to win this election. He was ready to go. And these picks are so much more in line with him. These aren't, the establishment names that are related to X, Y, or Z high-level Republican official that was pushed on him by the RNC.
And now Radcliffe will be following his career for the next 4 years at the CIA. I'm Doug, in exile. Subscribe.